video, I'm going to be discussing what to wear as a guest at a winter wedding, the outfits I searched for and found, and which one I eventually chose. And stay to the end to find out which outfit I've finally decided upon. Hello and welcome to Beauty by Des, a channel for women touching 70 where I share tips, tricks and tutorials on beauty, fashion and lifestyle. So without further ado, let's get cracking. And just to say that all the products that I mention in this video will be listed and linked below. All you have to do is click on more wherever you're watching this video and all will be revealed. And many of those links are affiliate, which means that if you choose to purchase an item through that link, I will receive a very small commission at no extra cost to you, and I thank you so much in advance if you choose to do that because it does help support my tiny channel. Now let's get into the video. So let me tell you a little bit about the wedding. So it's in the north of England, so it might be chilly, although it's going to be chilly down here as well because it's in December, so it's not going to be warm. So that is a really important factor for me to consider because I do feel the cold quite easily. The wedding is being held in a venue, so that means the ceremony and the reception will be in the same venue, which is really convenient actually because it means you don't have to worry about tramping from one place to another and maybe getting wet. And the big issue that I had is that all my smart outfits, all my party frocks, all of them, there's not that many, but everything that I own that is smart is black. Now, convention says you cannot wear black to a wedding, or you shouldn't wear black to a wedding, and I want to abide by that. I don't want to step that much outside of convention, although I know in some ways I am unconventional. That is not the way I want to go. So that meant I had to seek out something to wear. Now, I knew that I didn't want a suit, so it was definitely going to be a dress. It certainly wasn't going to be a skirt, because skirts don't really suit me. So it was going to have to be some sort of dress, possibly with sleeves, and ideally it was going to be a dress that I could wear again. And my budget for this dress, I didn't really want to spend more than £300, and even that was a bit of a stretch for something that I may only wear occasionally. So I decided to have a look at the Outnet, and it's the sister site to Net-a-Porter. And they have marked down designer clothes, and it's a really useful site if you want something that's really smart and quite sort of special, but is maybe last season's or the seasons before, so you're not going to have to pay full price. Now I think on the Outnet, if I'm right, and I'll put this up on the screen if I am right, there's a filter that you can put in for wedding guest outfits, which is really helpful. So I think that's how I found the outfits that I'm going to show you on the screen. And all the designers that I chose outfits from, I'd never heard of before. So one's called Badgley Mischka, I think that's how you pronounce it. And I chose a couple of dresses from there, and I think they're American. And then one was a brand called Shona Joy, who turned out to be Australian. And then another brand called ByTimo, which I did know, which is a Scandinavian brand because I'd once bought a blouse from them. Now the price ranges here for these dresses were about £115 to £300, so not ridiculously priced. And the dresses I picked out, I think one of them's called a maxi dress, but it didn't look that long, but they were mostly midi dresses, and two had sleeves. So I thought this was quite a good range, but was I going to bite the bullet and actually send for one to try it on? Now, I wanted to keep in mind my 3-word method that I'd recently discovered and which was developed by Alison Bornstein, who's a stylist, and she's on YouTube, and I'll link her channel down below for you. And one of the ways that she suggests you can find your style is to think about this 3-word method. Now, the 3-word method is to help you find your style, and it does this by asking you to consider under each of these 3 words, what are you trying to achieve with your clothes and your style? So the first word is practical. So you need to look at your clothes and decide what you've got in your wardrobe that you wear all the time, not that you particularly love, but what do you gravitate towards every day on a day-to-day basis? The second word is the aspirational word. So that's a word that you want to consider when you're thinking about the styles that you aspire to. So let's say you admire a particular style of clothing on a particular woman. What would encapsulate the style, her style, if you like, when you're looking at her style? What would it be? And the third word is emotional. How do you want your clothes to make you feel when you get dressed? So I've taken those words and I've worked out that my first word, my practical word, is comfortable, because if I look at the clothes that I gravitate to most often, they are oversized or they're soft. They might be leggings and a large comfy top. If I think about the aspirational style, if I think about somebody like Natalie Martin, whose style I really admire, I couldn't wear everything she wears by any means, but I really admire her style, and I would say that's edgy. And then the third word is the how do you want your clothes to make you feel? I think for me, that's the word strong. I want to feel strong, which is why I think I gravitate to black such a lot, because it gives me all those three things. It's practical because it's not going to mark that easily. It's edgy a bit because not everybody wears black all the time. And it's strong because it's a strong colour. It's not a pale colour, it's a strong, deep colour. And actually that reminds me, I also want to mention that I did have my colours done, as it were, and one of the reasons I had them done, and that was quite recently, and I'll put the video down below for you where I had them done, was because I wasn't sure what colour to choose for the dress, for this wedding guest dress, because if I couldn't wear black, what on earth could I wear? Now, I also decided to throw into the mix a wild card because I wasn't 100% sure that I wanted to spend 200 quid, 300 quid on a dress, and I thought I'd just have a look round at the high street stores. And I also found this H&M dress, which was only £50, because it did seem to tick all the boxes and it was very reasonably priced. So which dress did I choose? Well, just before we go into that, I want to talk about shapewear. Now, I did a video recently about hiding your tum, and I'll link that down below for you, where I said don't wear shapewear. Well, I'm afraid I've resiled slightly on that proposition, because I bought these. Oh my goodness, they are so comfortable, I cannot tell you. I'll link them down below for you. They're made by Wacoal, which is a German brand, I believe. And they're stretchy. I bought them in a medium, so they're very comfortable. There's no rolls of fat coming up at the top. They come right up under my bust, and they go down to the tops of my thighs, or a little bit sort of halfway down my thighs. They're really comfortable and they really do hold you in, actually. What I really love about them particularly is because they come under your bust and then go smoothly all the way down to sort of halfway down your thighs. There aren't any rolls that can escape from that. They're just lovely and smooth and super comfortable. In fact, I wore them to work one day just to try them out for a good 8-hour stint, and they were absolutely fine. And another thing, before I tell you which dress I chose, I actually did order one of the Outnet dresses, and it was a disaster. I didn't take any pictures of myself in it because I looked awful. I looked like an old frump. I'll put a picture up here of the dress that it was. It looks lovely on the screen, but honestly, it fitted really badly. It made my tum look huge, and it just made me feel like an old frump. And also, I don't think that having the little zip here, however concealed, and it wasn't that concealed, was that great an idea on a really nice designer dress. And also the fabric felt a bit cheap, so that dress really didn't work. So now you've probably worked out that actually I decided to buy the H&M dress. So here is the dress. I think the colour is absolutely beautiful. I really do. I don't know what colour you would call this exactly. Is it petrol blue? I'm not sure. But it's that deep colour. It's one of my colours in my colour palette. It just feels so fantastically comfortable. I mean, it'd be great for dancing, which I'm hoping to do some of. And let me just show you what I'm going to be wearing with it. So I've got these black earrings that my husband bought me from Anushka, and the matching necklace, which I think I probably will wear because I might have this down a bit, maybe like this. And then I found this beautiful cashmere shawl, and as it's a winter wedding, I definitely need something warm. And then, because you know I'm not super conventional, I decided to buy these boots because I didn't want to wear strappy sandals. I thought that would just make it look a bit too, I don't know, bridesmaidy, a bit too conventional. I do like to be a little bit edgy, as you know. So what do you think? Does it suit me? Let me know in the comments below. And what I'll do is on my Insta page, I will pop up some photos of the wedding, which is in early December. I really hope this video has been helpful to you. And if it has, I'd be so grateful if you'd give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, as it helps my tiny channel get noticed. Oh, and talking of subscriptions, I have a monthly newsletter, and the link to subscribe to that is in the description box below. And in that, I don't just talk about makeup, fashion and lifestyle, but I also talk about music, books, podcasts, theatre, film, and all the other bits and bobs that make us happy. And I'm going to pop up a couple of videos here that you might be interested in watching on similar subjects. And thanks again so much for watching. It means the absolute world to me. It really does. And I hope you're all doing really well, and I'll look forward to seeing you on my next video. Bye!